Today on TNT Big Show, Dragon Quest III HD 2D in Japan debuts to a huge amount. All today on TNT Big Show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Michelle Nantucket.
And this is Sean.
Welcome to TNT Big Show, and let's get right into this, that we're going to talk about the Famitsu sales, which just came up. We saw this on Nintendo Everything, but they have the newest info for the week, and it's from Japan. And let me just say that Dragon Quest III HD 2D came out strong for the Nintendo Switch.
You better believe that.
It did. So, and the sales for the system are interesting too, with the Switch OLED taking over the #1 spot again with 38,491. Second though was the Nintendo Switch Lite with 18,416. The PlayStation 5 Pro all the way down to 13,000 in third. But counting the regular Switch, the OLED, and the Lite, the Switch family came in at over 60,000 systems. Now on the game side, Dragon Quest III was #1 on the Nintendo Switch. Combined, Dragon Quest III HD 2D sold 821,770 copies. But get this, 641,195 on the Nintendo Switch, and on the PS5, 180,575. So about 75 to 80% of the copies were sold on the Nintendo
Switch.
Right. And in third place was Mario Party Jamboree.
Holding strong at third.
Yeah, it's almost at 500,000. And now these are only physical copies. So imagine what Dragon Quest III did on the Switch when you count digital sales.
Yep.
I could say upwards of like 850 to 900,000 copies at least.
And guess what, folks? The PS5 Pro, you can't say, well, it's the scalpers, there's a shortage. No, you can't make that excuse this time.
No, that's flopping.
No.
And deservedly so.
Oh, no.
Mario and Luigi Brothership in at #4. New game debut, Beyblade X1. Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Minecraft, Romancing Saga, which is almost at 100,000 on the Switch. And Luigi's Mansion 3. Talk about a blast from the past, debuting at #10.
And remember, folks, when Michelle says Minecraft, it's the Switch version.
Oh, yeah, I should have told everybody that it was the Switch version.
Yeah, so 9 out of the 10 games are Switch. The Switch is dominating in the console again. Looks like things are back to normal in Japan.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people are really aware of how important this is, because Dragon Quest at one time was a Super Nintendo game, but then for a long time, even the spin-offs were nothing but PlayStation. Now it seems like the Switch has become that. Dragon Quest Treasures came out a couple years ago, and it's been a big seller on the Switch, exclusive to the Switch. And now Dragon Quest III HD 2D, you might as well just call that a Switch. Because it is absolutely just killing it on the Switch. Because this is the importance, and this should teach Square Enix a lesson. Whenever you make a game, make sure there is a Switch version.
Or Switch 2 version in the future. Because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I guarantee you, would have done a lot better in Japan had there had been a Switch version. Yes, it would have. The game may not be, one of my favorites. No. I prefer the original Final Fantasy VII myself, but there's a lot of people that like it. And a lot of people in Japan who said that they would have bought the game had it have been on the Switch. So, from now on, Square, do not release a Final Fantasy game unless you have a Switch version. Exactly. Because they talked about how disappointing the sales were for Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Guarantee you they won't say that about Dragon Quest III, which I could just probably say probably had a debut of over 2 million copies worldwide. That's unreal. That's amazing, and the large majority of it has been on the Switch. With PlayStation doing well, but not, you take the Switch version out of the equation.
And Dragon Quest III HD 2D probably would have sold around 300,000 in Japan, which would be good, but not for Dragon Quest.
Yeah, and I say worldwide it would have sold about maybe 800,000.
Yeah, but with the Switch, you get that big jump. And a lot of the audience, this is what Square Enix don't understand, has moved over. Persona now is starting to sell more on Nintendo systems than Sony systems. A lot of Japanese games sell more on Nintendo than they do Sony now.
Yes, they do.
You guys are just going to have to get used to that. Even some of you who still want to kiss Sony's butt, like Bandai Namco, want to know why you're having sales slump. Bandai Namco, you don't have enough support for the Switch.
Nope. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think people are tired of the 20th or 30th version of a Dragon Ball Z game.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z was awesome. Yeah. But we don't need, different versions of it. We don't need those over and over again.
That's what I mean. How many really Dragon Ball games are on the Switch?
I have no clue. It's a lot.
Maybe 15?
Yeah.
I mean, folks, I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Through its 8-year lifespan, I think there's been over maybe 15 or 16 different Dragon Ball Z games. Just small variations of the same game.
Yeah. I mean, Metaphor ReFantazio in Japan did good, but not great.
Right, yeah.
When the Switch 2 version of that game comes out, you will see a big uptick in sales.
Yes, you will.
It's just the Japanese RPG audience has changed. The landscape has changed. Yep. Either you guys get with it, or you're going to get left behind. Atlas has gotten with it. Yep. Capcom has gotten with it. And now slowly but surely Square Enix is getting with it. Bandai Namco, are you going to get with it? Because they said that they're going to be ready this time. Well, I want to see the proof.
Yes, I don't want to see another Dragon Ball Z game for a while. I want to see something like
Soul Calibur.
Tekken, yeah.
Even games I'm not the biggest fan of, but like Elden Ring.
Yeah. Something like that.
And speaking of which, please don't let Sony buy From Software. Yeah. That would be a complete disaster because From Software with Elden Ring, it sold the most copies on PC. And it would sell on the Switch, which is probably why Sony wants the game, so that way they could screw Nintendo out of having it.
Of course.
That's not Nintendo's fault, Sony. That's your fault for abandoning Japan. You treat Japan now like their sales and stuff don't matter, in which they do. The Nintendo Switch has sold over 34 million systems in Japan alone.
And over 140 million all around the world.
Right. Look at Monster Hunter Rise, which sold over 4.5 to 5 million units on the Nintendo Switch in Japan alone. You guys are Japanese companies. Your homeland does matter. Dragon Quest III HD 2D is going to be a big moneymaker for Square Enix, and it's going to be the Switch version as the reason why.
Yep.
Dragon Quest III 2D HD, I'd say almost a triple the debut, almost, of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in Japan. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth not doing that well in Japan is one of the main reasons why the game did not sell that great.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, but you guys, I know you guys have it in your head about the PlayStation 1 and 2. I saw the sales for Dragon Quest 9, Dragon Quest 8, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10. Those days are over.
Yep.
They're over. Those games are not the PlayStation's bread and butter anymore.
No.
Sony wants to have Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Madden, Fortnite, all these type of games. That's what Sony wants. They don't care anymore about Japanese RPGs. They don't.
No.
They could care less. And that is a sad fact of life.
Yeah, why they want to buy From Software, Sean? To keep Elden Ring off the Switch and Switch 2.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
They don't want something like Grand Theft Auto or Elden Ring to come to the Switch 2. They don't.
They just don't.
Because that would take a lot of sales away from the PS5 version. So, I'm so happy for Dragon Quest 3. And they're going to bring out 1 and 2 next year. When? We don't know, but Square Enix will probably let us know soon. And I cannot wait for those as well. But 3, doing fantastic. I can see it selling around 6 million units worldwide. And if you count PC, I'd say add another 2 million in there, around 8 million. Dragon Quest is becoming, Square Enix, your big game. It's becoming the premier franchise for Square Enix, and guess what? The main reason why is Nintendo.
Yep.
Dragon Quest XI's sold incredibly well on the Switch. It was one of the main reasons the game that got pushed up to 9, almost 10 million units because it came out on the Switch and sold incredibly well.
Yep.
You guys are just, like I said, I hate to keep saying this, but you've got to get with the times. You've got to get with what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't, you're going to keep losing money. Sega said they just could not believe how Yakuza did on the Switch.
I know.
It's an adult game, but wait a minute, Switch owners bought it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are adults owning Switch.
Yeah, so just knock it off, Sega. Just bring out the games. Look at what happened when Atlas started bringing their big games to the Switch. Good things happen.
Yes.
Especially if you're a Japanese third-party company.
Yep.
You have to think of the Switch now. If you don't, you will get left behind.
Yeah, don't make the same mistake that you did with the Switch, a lot of you third parties.
Yeah.
You better climb on board now.
Yep, because it seems like the Switch 2 is not going to be a gimmick. It's not going to be a big deviation. It's going to be the Switch, only with a few modifications here and there and something different. But the fact of the matter is, you know what you're going to get this time. Yep. If you miss out and you think it's not going to do great, that's your fault. It's understandable because of the Wii U. But there's no excuse this time. Either jump on board or get off.
Or go the way Acclaim did.
Yeah. Thank you for staying till the end of the video. Give us a subscribe, ring the notification bell, thumbs up the video if you like it, leave a comment, share, save the video to a playlist, and we are going to start doing more Mr. Monkey, Mr. Hopper videos again, and we are just going to start diversifying our videos with more music and movies, with lots of reviews, and our Entertainers of the Year list is coming up soon. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and remember, go big or don't show. Thank you for staying to the end of the video and watching it. If you like all of our videos, then don't you join our other social medias like TikTok, Discord, Reddit, Instagram, Thread, X, and our WordPress blog. You can also support us by joining Patreon for as little as $1 a month, where you will get exclusive content, uncut videos, behind the scenes, watch that trailer, Jack's Joke of the Week, and my sports input. If you join the $25 tier, I will send you an autographed copy of The Buzzies for free. If you love horror movies and independent content, we're a great place to come and visit because we love supporting other independent creators and stuff. When you support us, you're supporting people who do all of this by ourselves. Me, Michelle, I'm the editor, I'm the director of the videos, I'm the producer, Sean's the executive producer and content creator. So thank you everybody, and please look into supporting our Patreon, as it really does help out. Just $1 a month. Thank you and have a wonderful day.